Hi, welcome to the Building Your podcast. If you're new here, my name is Esther. Thank you so much for coming. And if you're not, thank you as well. I want to thank you both in both categories, obviously, for lending me your Sunday evening. This is the season finale. You are currently listening to the season finale of the Building Your podcast. Wow, 10 episodes down. That's crazy work, you guys. Anyways, I asked someone to ask me some questions about season one. So I'll be answering those questions. So I'll read out the question and then I'll answer. And then at the end of this, a friend of mine is going to give an amazing review. You guys need to listen to it. And yeah, so let's get into it. Question one: when you started this podcast, what do you think it would become? I don't think I thought it would become anything. I started this podcast on my whim. I feel like I've given the genesis story of how this podcast came to be. I knew I wanted to talk, and I knew that at the time YouTube was not a place for me. So this was just an outlet. So I don't know what I thought it would become. I just started. Literally. Yeah. What episode this season surprised you the most? I would say the discipline episode. Now I say that because I recorded it for one person, but turns out I recorded it for everybody. Even post the episode, people were like, this episode, this episode, this episode. And it even spurred somebody to start something that they're like following up on in their lives. And it's just crazy because when I recorded that episode, I started off saying that I don't think I'm the best person to answer things when it comes to discipline, but still, I'm gonna give my 2 cents. And so it surprised me that that was one episode. It's currently our highest played episode, and yeah, it surprised me. What is the one thing season one taught you about yourself that you didn't expect? Consistency. Yeah, I would say that because there were days where I had a terrible week. So I have a plan: record this day, edit this day, post this day. And there were days I had terrible weeks, but like I showed up. And even when I thought I wouldn't, I still showed up. So yeah, it taught me consistency like mad, and I loved it. I loved every single bit of it. Was there a moment this season where you almost stopped? God forbid. There was never a moment where I was like, maybe I should stop. No, if anything, I was just like, am I giving my best? Never a stopping moment. Thank you. Next, what did building this podcast cost you? Almost my time, my energy, because there were some weeks where I was really, really down. And I feel like one thing I didn't do this episode was like share my day to day. Sorry, this season rather was like share my day to day, share my week, and all of that. And that might be something I incorporate in season 2, like share stuff like that is happening that is not motivational. It's just a day in my life, a week in my life, right? But like there were some weeks I had it bad, but then I showed up and I encouraged somebody. So yeah, it cost me time, energy, but I loved it. Yeah. What's the biggest that you told yourself at the start of the season that you now know isn't true, that nobody's going to listen? Now, no shade, right? Your family and your friends can only support you so far. I learned that in business. I've learned that watching people in business. So they always say your family and your friends are not your target audience because they can't shop from you forever. So that's kind of like the energy I brought into the podcast, right? So it's one thing I told myself that people will not listen. But I've never had less than 5 plays. And yeah, I'm so grateful to every single person that keeps on coming back. So, who is the person you picture when you record? Honestly, my girlies. Yeah, I feel like you can tell. You keep hearing me say, girl, woman, this, that, over that. My favorite episode has to be the International Women's Day one because I was speaking directly to my women. I was excited. So yeah, I think I picture my girlies. But I would like to say thank you to my male friends and my brothers because when they listen, they come to give me feedback. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense to you. I do even have your think. So like I feel like season 2, I'm coming for them a bit. Still gonna talk to my women, but like I'm gonna, a few stuff that matters to them because I realized that they actually take this very seriously with me. And I'm so grateful for them. I'm grateful to the girlies too. Yeah. What do you want someone who listens to every episode to walk away with from season 1? Knowing or feeling? I want them to walk away with the fact that they can go further than the limits they put on themselves with God. They are literally more than that cap, that, stopper, that think that they have said, oh, I cannot do more than this with God. Every single of my episode pointed towards how my faith has shaped my strength. It has shaped my belief. It has shaped me as a person. So I want them to know that with God, they are more literally. That's it. I hope that's a good answer. If a listener is in their own in between season right now, what's the one thing you say to them? Okay, so I think this question came from my episode of navigating the in between. I was talking about my job, my career, and all of that. So if you're in that season right now, whatever in between represents for you, I want to tell you that you can only cross the road if you move. Now, I say this because I'm picturing you need to go and get something at the supermarket. You need to cross the road to get to the supermarket. You would not get to the supermarket by imagining you have to be there. You have to move. So I want you to know that you should move, no matter how the journey looks. Just keep going. Yeah, that's one thing I'm saying to them, because if you don't move, you would never know. Clarity comes from action. Okay? Okay. What is season 2 going to feel like compared to season 1? Season 2 is going to feel like community, because in season 2, I mean, when I started this podcast, my whole aim was to share stories of people. And so season 1 laid the foundation, season 2, we fly. So you're going to hear from more guests in season 2. We're going to have more topics that center on a lot in season 2. I'm actually very excited for season 2. Like, I have dreams, I have plans, and I just want to see them materialize in season 2. So season 2 is going to feel like community. You're going to find somebody that looks like you in season 2. And like I said, I'm going to have conversations with my men in season 2. I'm also going to have more weekly kind of, community. Like, oh, this week this happened, this week this happened. I don't know how to put all of that into simpler, more polished word, but season 2 is just going to feel like community. Yeah. Season 1, I forced people to go home. Season 2, we're gonna just love up on each other, because I feel like I said a lot of us would have grown some more. Yeah, does that help? Okay, I think it does. Is there anything you're scared of going into season 2? Yes, I'm scared that people will forget me. It's a very valid fear, please. But aside that, I'm pumped for season 2. I wish we didn't have to end. Yeah, so I'm really pumped for season 2. No fear, no fear. What will make you look back on season 2 and say, yes, that was worth it? Honestly, like season 1 now, like I said, somebody started a walking journey because of listening to this episode. Another person said, this thing has changed my perspective on things. So for me, what will make season 2 worth it is character development, life's changing, and, people just realizing that this is a place to be. Yeah, and for me personally, it's to be growth. I want more growth in season 2. I want to have grown, evolved, come back with newer stories, newer testimonies, and also grow from just audio to more. So, yes, I think that's what ever happened. Oh my God, the questions are done. Why? There's so little. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for asking me these amazing questions. I feel like you captured my season 1 and threw more lights in season 2 for me. So thank you so much. Mwah. Now to my first review, and after that, I'll come back and talk to you guys a bit. Okay? Okay.
Your podcast, the Building You podcast, has literally been one of the most exciting podcasts I look forward to listening. And I remember, I'm going to be very real and honest and give proper situations where I've had to listen to your podcast. So you tend to release your podcast episodes on Sundays, and Sundays I get to rest, right? So when you had started releasing episodes, that was when I was in Benin, right? I don't know if I mentioned, but I would use Sunday to rest. And the next day, which is Monday, on my way to work, because I had to make a lot of stops to work. So it was like a whole trip every day to work. And I would insert my AirPods and I would be listening to your podcast. So basically, instead of listening to a song or something, I just listen to your podcast, and then probably the rest of the week I just listen to other things. But yes, your podcast has been one of the most exciting things that just make me feel like, oh yes, I'm in real time and people are here, they can listen to me and all. Also, there's this particular episode that you spoke about friends, the one where you have friends, something like that. I think that was like it was the early episodes, and it really touched me because it showed how much I have grown as a person in terms of having healthy relationships and friendships with people. And, it has been an eye opener. You made clear examples about relationships and how much we have to put in the work as well, and not just the other party, and how we attract what we are, like what we want for ourselves. We attract it by being that person first. So that was one of my favorite episodes of all time, to be honest. I can't even lie. I know that I've sent more than a mini VN, but I think this is like the best time for me to honestly appreciate your work, the quality of your production, the sound. In fact, it is always very clear, and not just clear, your voice has to be one of the most soothing voices I've heard in a long time. I love how much you talk. I think I've said it before that the way you talk, you have such a beautiful voice, Hadassa. And yeah, I love it very much. I love everything you do, to be honest. So yeah.
Ethel said she loves everything I do. You guys, I'm shy. Thank you so much, Global FL. FL is such a busy babe. Baby is literally such a busy babe. But she was like, I'm going to do this for her, Dasa. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, my love. Do you know that I could guess that the friendship one was going to be your favorite episode? I could. Thank you so much. And you guys can clearly see I have amazing people in my corner. Okay? So get yourself good friends, okay? Cool. Thank you. Oh my God. We've come to the end of season 1, you guys. Jesus Christ. I can't believe that this time next Sunday I wouldn't be in your ears. But I want you to know that this is no goodbye. This is see you soon. Very, very soon. And I just want you to know that this channel, this podcast, this place is always open for you to come back and listen whenever you need a pick me up. Okay? Thank you so much for making season 1 worth every single second, every single day. And until next time, thank you for listening to the Building You podcast with Esther. See you soon. Bye.